If we don't fix that, basically going to leave the rear of the car on the ground at some stage.
So unfortunately, this stuff is hiding some other issues now. Yeah, there's nothing worse when you make something and it's all fixed and then you have to repair it or service it. You can't. You're pulling apart is using the master key, and the master key is called a grinder.
But yeah, this thing's getting closer. But so is Summerbash, because this thing is just one problem after the other, after the other. Alright, so the boys have just told me there's a bit of an update with Firsty. Who would have thought maybe some more damage? So we'll just go down and check out what they're up to.
What have you been up to, mate?
Just working on this little beast.
Yep.
We're just going to make a strut brace to strengthen up the top of the struts
yep.
now, so Brendan's just designing that up.
Yep.
All new suspension, new Ackerman arms, so it's zero Ackerman, the way Mike likes it, with a parallel rack.
Yep.
So there's no Ackerman change in it, that's how he likes to drive his cars. And then we decided to go to the back where the original bushes that were in the back were pretty loose. So we've made a whole new set of really hard carbon-based bushes.
Yep.
And then we've to stiffen up the whole rear suspension basically. So all these all new, top and bottom. And then one of the things we found while we were doing this, when the fabrication, which was done in New Zealand prior to it going to Japan, was he's made all these as single pieces rather than getting it folded, and then it's cracked all through the welds and nothing's gusseted. So and it's on both sides, it's broken right through. So what we need to do next is drop the cross member, and Brendan can come in, re-weld it all up, gusset it all and all that kind of stuff. Just another reason why we've got Brendan doing our fabrication work. He wouldn't have done that to start with. If we don't fix that, basically going to leave the rear of the car on the ground at some stage. And then us also stiffening up the rear end would actually put more pressure on all that part there as well. So, and then obviously this has never got finished. So there's quite a few little things, but the car was sort of under the pump, so all this back end got done here in New Zealand by another fabricator, not Brendan. They put big wheels on it and they did other bits and pieces in Japan, but just ran out of time to finish it. So that's what we're doing right now, is just finishing everything up, fixing all the damage, changing a few things that needed to be changed, stiffening the car up as well. And obviously going over some of the sort of fabrication work that didn't work.
Yeah, it's going to be almost a brand new car now.
It'll be a very, very different car, no doubt about it.
So what are you doing here?
The last mount for the steering rack. Which all bolts so you can access it from underneath, you know. Then we'll just run our gussets up the side and a few gussets in here so we can triangulate it, and then when it's going through its steering lock, it's not trying to twist and do this.
I don't know if you guys can hear in the background, but Lee's
just losing his plot.
Lee's losing the plot right here. What's going on? You all good, bro?
Yeah, I'm alright, bro. I'm alright.
I'm alright, but this thing ain't alright.
It's pretty bad. She's bad.
All the way around.
Really bad.
So unfortunately, this stuff is hiding some other issues now. So where the subframe bolts over here, it's cracked right around as well.
Oh, wow.
You can see it's actually really punched into.
Yeah. So if we were to put a...
Oh yeah, you can actually.
you can probably put this here and you probably see the daylight underneath it. Yeah, you can, yeah.
And it's done the opposite over here, right?
So it's pulled that one there.
Oh, it has two, quite viciously.
As much as I really want to just do a quick fix for Mike, I don't want us to have issues down the line, so we just have to address this now and be done with it. Lee and I will just make it happen. We're talking about cutting this out, this section, redoing it, and also turning up some new threads in here, because it looks like it's just got nut splattered on the inside, which is not an ideal situation for us. So I want more. They normally say a diameter and a half of thread contact, but we're going to go for more than that, because we want to be able to torque this thing up and make sure it's tight, because it's a drift car. They get abused and
we're solid back here now as well with the bushings and everything. So
no, we definitely need to attend to this, because it's even done on this one here too. You can see it's pulled out as well. Yeah, we'll just take all our datums, and when we say datums, we'll take all our measurements so we know where the landing of the subframe is. Because the other issue, it looks like it doesn't land correctly because I've had to mow out the holes to make it suit properly, so which is not ideal. Much larger hole.
Not even all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lee's obviously filled it all up, cleaned it all up where the cracks were, and now he's going through the process of making sure he can actually get access to where all the welds are going to be, and then he's going to. The design, the fish mouth here is to stop. If you come to a point, it's going to crack, like what was happening to the original sea notch.
Yeah.
Corners are weak,
Corners away. You always got to have rounded corners.
curves are strong,
Yeah.
and offsetting our sort of
Yeah,
stops too.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I
not
see.
coming to one
You
point.
don't bring it to one point.
Perfect. Yeah, because if multiple points come to one point, you're heating that
100%,
area up
yeah.
heaps. and-
like that corner there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was.
And now with having this as one plate here, that deletes that weld that's through there. It should be technically it should be a mirror image of it,
Yep.
but we did find out yesterday this is not 100% right either. It's a bit,
Out of
Skewed.
square.
yeah.
We had
Yeah.
the laser set up under there last night
Oh, yeah.
and marked our centres down the car and actually put our sort of datum points all square, so
Yeah.
that subframe is actually going to be true now.
I think what we say about 5 minutes out by yeah.
About 5.
True. Yeah.
So that's the process for today.
Yep.
So what you found is when Lee's cut this out, we knew that the nuts were out on the inside just by the way it was behaving.
Yep.
But now you can see it, and now the reason why we've gone to this is because it's got a bigger circumference, so it's got a bigger landing, so when the subframe actually sits on it, it's not trying to sit on a small area, and this is why it's trying to punch out. You have to spread the load, and this is why we also got to have, once these go up, Lee's got some additional plates that he's cut out and folded that are going to go under this again, that are going to gusset it.
Sure.
And also you see the height in it, we've got more thread contact as well, so we know we can actually wrench on this. If people wanted to know, you can have that circumference area there, and then you can machine it back and come back up, say 10 mil, and come in, so it's like an hourglass sort of thing if you want to, and take material away. But obviously time is of the essence here, so
Would that just be for weight?
just for weight,
Yeah.
but and it'll still have strength, but
Yep.
we're just like, you know what, we'll just part them off,
Yep.
leave it as a block, and it'll be fine. So our next step is that we're going to tack these in, and then Lee will weld them out, and then after that, then the gussets and everything go on
Yeah.
that he's made.
Yeah.
Jacob's dropped off some nicely painted stuff for Firsty. Obviously we keep bouncing between these two cars, but we're thinking of actually pulling out the dump because a lot of the heavy fabrication stuff is done, so the boys have done that, so all the cutting and grinding. Obviously we've still got exhaust manifold and then some other bits, but we're thinking rather than Jacob he was going to go and paint all the Rocker Bunny kit, is actually pull all that off and just give him the whole roller, and then he can bomb the inside of here, respray all this, all the tube frames all done, paint the roll cage because it's obviously linked old colours with the pink. That can come back, and then when we put it back in, we don't even need to put the dummy block in. What we can do is actually put the final motor in, which has been assembled for a while sitting on the bench, so that can go in. Then we can actually start plumbing and it won't come out again. It'll be in, because we are running out of time, so yeah. It's like art. Not that you're going to see it because it's going to be underneath the wagon, which is literally on the ground, but when it's on the hoist, she's going to look freaking perfect. There's a problem with doing clear coat, you don't actually know what you painted.
True.
I don't know if I've missed any spots, but I
Yeah.
guess if thing starts rusting after a rainy day of drifting. I missed a spot. Where we're at with this is the front, because obviously there's a lot of parts still dangling, but we did have it all connected. We had it on the ground, steering, everything works perfect. Brendan's just found a few things that were binding, and so we're taking out the little knuckle on the back here. The boys are just flat disking those, giving some more clearance, which is going to give us more steering lock. We got the sump. Lee's working on the sump right now.
So this is our new sump
Yeah.
for Firsty.
So what are you doing here? You're just testing pickups or whatever?
We are indeed. One's the FD one and now one's the FC one.
Yep.
Slightly different length.
Yep.
So one drops down further, which is this one here. Now there's a measurement we gauge off the bottom of here
Yep.
to the bottom of here. Now we've got about 5 mil inside behind the mesh. So you normally want to be able to have that diameter there underneath
Yep.
there, otherwise you're not going to be able to suck a lot of oil at all.
So it's 18mm tube,
Yep.
and we have 19mm of clearance. Plus then we're going to have our 1mm gasket.
This here is a product made by Tomei in Japan. It's just a baffle kit you can buy, which we're adapting to this because this is the fastest possible way to get this done right now.
Yeah.
You can actually buy the rubber flaps that go in here. We're just going to put this system in, and then we'll make it so it can bolt in here, and we'll make another plate that will service on top of this, so this whole sump to be able to be pulled apart so we can actually service it if there is any engine failure in the future, you know. You definitely want your parts serviceable. Yeah, there's nothing worse when you make something and it's all fixed and then you have to repair it or service it. You can't. You're pulling apart is using the master key, and the master key is called a grinder.
So that's underway. You can see the subframe is back in the back. All the new bushes, Ian at Pierce Brothers, so he machined those up for us. All the chassis, I actually got to lace and weld myself, which was actually quite fun because I don't get to do that much, and I still really enjoy that whole process. So the boys have now finished that, mounted that all back up. That is tight and it is square. Now I'm worried about how I'm actually going to drift with a car that is square.
So they chucked a laser on it before this and it wasn't so straight, and now they've put a laser
It was
on
like 5mm out, and 5mm doesn't sound like much, but if 5mm is in here, you think of the movement, the leverage out here, like this thing would have been, yeah. Every lap I do in this car was inconsistent because the car was always changing. From the rack sliding, you know, even the mounts, the tie rods. I had actually one of these new tie rods now, but where one of the tie rods only had a couple of threads in it, and that fell out at a Bisu, luckily in a safe spot. But yeah, this thing's getting closer, but so is Summerbash, because this thing is just one problem after the other, after the other. We've got an S14 I'm going to go pick up in this weather. It's painted. Link and Jacob done the long weekend doing that, so I'll go pick that up. Anyone need a paint job on their car? Like, I'm feeling pretty good. Got some good confidence going on right. Then once this dries, I'll just mask that off, and then we'll use a really good undercoat, like a black undercoat. That I'll just spray this bit here. That gets hammered obviously with all the debris off the track. Oh man, it's like artwork. I'm just literally going to flip this thing onto its roof in the insane entry just so people can see the underside of it.
Look at it, it's crazy. Is this some of the last stuff for the front end?
Yeah, just assembling all the front end now.
Yep.
And then obviously we'll mount the radiator, water pump.
Yep.
Because we've got Ryan coming in on Monday.
To wire it all up.
Wire it all up, so.
And then Alec is at home and he's rewritten the entire freaking tune for this, and firing and everything else. That we just do stuff a little bit different. So
Yeah.
So when he comes in, he's going to be able to plug it in. Yeah, just a few different things. So nothing too crazy, but it's only going to help with the performance.
Anybody order a 20B?
Yeah.